Welcome to the ABCs of living your best plant-forward life, where living green is easy and absolutely delicious. Today, the letter we are talking about is C. C is for chickpeas. Now, I could eat chickpeas every day because they are so versatile, they're budget friendly, and they have a lot of nutrients. Chickpeas are one of the ingredients that you need to have in your pantry because you can make soups, salads, and sandwiches. And when I tell you, it takes on a flavor that is nutty and so delicious. But Channa Saag is like my favorite all-time chickpea dish. I get it from the Indian restaurants, but I'm tired of spending that money. So I made this dish and it came out amazing. Channa Saag is so simple. First, you have to start off chopping off your spinach, chopping off your onions, and these are the main ingredients that you use in almost every sauteed dish, so this is not anything new. You can use red onions or you can use yellow onions. These mushrooms I found on sale, so these are very budget friendly, but I do prefer portobello or probably a shiitake mushroom, but I normally just grab for whatever is on sale. The next thing you have to do is you have to dry your mushrooms. You have to dry your mushrooms because they will retain the water, and that's not something that you really want to do. I chop them up as finely as I can. I'm not a great chopper, but once it cooks down, they do sort of shrink. Next, you can use any kind of tomatoes that you want. I just happen to have a can of diced tomatoes. I typically use fresh. I'm not really a fan of canned things if I don't have to, but they are very budget friendly. I used dried chickpeas with this, but in hindsight, I probably should have used canned because soaked dried chickpeas, they take a little bit longer, and I also should have possibly put it in my crock pot because that would have applied the pressure that was needed in order to cook it down. With these chickpeas, it just seemed like it took forever. So my expert advice is to use canned chickpeas. Now this is the star of the show. Indian herb places have the best spices. Garam masala, Kashmiri chili, and turmeric. These are going to set it all the way off. Get your pan. I added avocado oil, also added some plant butter just to give it a little bit of buttery taste to it, because when I normally get Channa Saag from the restaurants, they just have this sort of, buttery taste to it, but I always ask them not to put like butter or, use plant-free butter whenever I do get the Channa Saag. Add the onions and mushrooms and saute them down until they're done. This shouldn't take long. It probably takes you like about 5-10 minutes. You add the seasoning to your taste. They're not really spicy, but they're more flavorful, if that's the best way to possibly describe it. The chili I thought would be extra spicy, but it really wasn't. I added garlic paste because I didn't add fresh garlic or ginger. So this was a garlic and ginger paste that I also found at one of the Indian herb shops. When I tell you they have everything that you need in order to really become a chef in the kitchen, it is amazing. The tomatoes I added after I sauteed everything down. I used just a little bit of the juice. I didn't want it to be too soupy because normally whenever I get my Channa Saag, it is normally sort of chunky. Next thing you need to do is to make sure that this is cooked well and all the flavors are meshing together. And again, when you're using chickpeas, next time I will definitely use canned chickpeas. And as far as measurements, I really don't measure. I just let the ancestors tell me what I need to do. But I do have a number one rule. Always season your water whenever you're doing a quinoa or doing a rice. It will just make everything taste a little bit better, because I did quinoa with just regular water and then it just takes too much time to season it. And my magic go-to is veggie broth. Veggie broth just umps all of the vegetables, and it sort of marries them together and makes everything just taste really well informed and put together. And at the end of it all, you have to add your spinach. Your spinach, you don't want it to be too wilted. You still want it to be a little bit of raw, but you add your spinach once the chickpeas have cooked all the way down, and that's basically it. It was quick, it was easy, it's budget friendly. Channa Saag is a dish that I fell in love with when I first became vegan because it was filled with nutrients, it was hearty, it kept me full. Channa means chickpeas and saag means spinach, and it is in the curry family. So when I started eating vegan, I was at Indian restaurants every day, but that bill gets high. So I kept putting it off, and I was just like, I'm gonna learn how to make Channa Saag, and I can't believe how easy it is. It's all about the ingredients. It's all about the ingredients. Right here, it will keep you full. It is very budget friendly. Most of the time when you get it from an Indian spot, you'll get it with some naan, and yeah, this is so delicious, so delicious. And there you go, Channa Saag. I cannot wait to try this. This is so good. Let me know if you've ever made your own Channa Saag, or what is your favorite chickpea dish, and we will see you tomorrow with the letter D. It's gonna be so good. So good, so good, so good.